Hello and welcome to the Networking Partner Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Jimmy Curtin. I am founder and CEO of Next Level Sales Performance. We help companies accelerate their sales revenue and move to the next level. So today I'm very happy to introduce our very special guest. His name is Andrew Lopez, and Andrew has a company. He's the CEO and founder of a company called Elevated Shorts. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Andrew and let him talk about himself, his background, and we'll go from there. Andrew?
Absolutely. Jimmy, applaud you for what you're doing. Love what you got going on. As you know, I'm all about this LinkedIn show. I'm all about the starting the conversation. So I applaud you for what you're doing with the show. And I thank you so much for having me here. Hey there, everybody. Andrew Lopez, Elevated Shorts is my business. What I do a lot of right now, especially is, I help businesses clarify their message and I help them start the conversation through the power of video. Video used to be something we used to say was nice to have, but now it's a necessity. With where the world's at right now, this is something that we all need. This is the way that we connect, and it's the way that we get our message out and share that out. So that's what I do. I'm a videographer turned business screenwriter. So I focus more on the pre-production. It's where a lot of people get stuck. They're not afraid of the cameras. They're not afraid of the lights. They're afraid of, what the hell am I going to say? So I'm here to help kind of get that message out, clarify the message, and share that story and start that conversation. So that's me, my friend.
That's great. That's great. So tell me, Andrew, in business, how do you define integrity?
I mean, integrity is everything. Again, especially right now. To quote a dear friend of mine, Rob Sharkey, he says that we're all on the ground floor right now. We're all at different levels before this, and now we're all on the ground floor together at the same time. So what better time to be honest, to be transparent, to have integrity, because this is where we are stripped down at the ground floor. So if you can accept us or the services that we provide at our ground floor, it's a lot easier as we continue to grow together. So integrity is everything, Jimmy. And it's something that I really try and help people show when it comes to video. Show the integrity, be honest, be yourself, show who you are.
That's great advice. Very good. So what do you consider the value proposition of what your company does?
I think it comes down to, and this is something that I've found over the last couple months, just having conversations like this. I think for Elevated Shorts, the value prop comes down to, again, starting the conversation. You look at video sometimes, sometimes you have some high production and it looks great and it looks like something out of Hollywood, but sometimes the message is misconstrued. So it's like, wow, they have all this money to show off, how cool their office is or how cool their houses that they're trying to sell are. But what's the message? What are they trying to say? How are they trying to get with me? So for me, I think it's all about just listening and helping business owners, individuals start that conversation. At the end of the day, whatever it is, you're a sales guy, that it's all about sales, right? It's all about pushing it out there. But at the same time, as a business owner in this current environment, I would say it's also, yes, it's about sales, but it's about starting the conversation. You'll take conversations left and right as a business owner all day, and especially right now. So I hone in on that phrase, start a conversation. And I think that's the best way we can do that right now is through the power of video.
Very, very true. And you're right. It is about starting a conversation. I tell people a lot of times that sales is all about having the conversation, finding out what is really the pain point, the needs that a company has. And so you're exactly right. So tell me, what is your favorite business tool to use when you're prospecting?
Oh man, LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been the greatest thing in the world. Mad shout out to them. I've been a member on LinkedIn since 2015, but I will tell you, I've gotten more out of it since February 1st of this year than I have since March of 2015 when I signed up. There's so many people listening. There's so many people paying attention. There's so many people wanting to connect and be a part of every conversation or every, message that's trying to be shared. So LinkedIn is kind of the one and only for me right now. It sounds crazy, but I have a LinkedIn show called Reinvention Daily, and a lot of people I connect with and a lot of people I'm looking to help come from LinkedIn. So if I could just answer that, that's my business tool is the mighty LinkedIn.com.
Right. Well, I think I'm going to know the answer to the next question then already, but I'm going to ask you. So as we all know, it's important to stay top of the mind, not only with our prospects, but with our clients. So what's your favorite method of staying top of the mind with those folks?
I think for me, when it comes to top of mind, you got the show again, I'm trying to help people with their video presence online. But for me, where I guess I want to stay top of mind is I believe in people. I believe that everyone has a message. Everyone has something to say. It's just finding out how to say it in their way. I might say something in Andrew Lopez's way, and you might say the same thing in Jimmy Curtin's way, but it's all comes from ourselves, right? So for me, it's like I try and be top of mind in the video world when it comes to people I assist or people that I provide value to or people that are my clients. It's about the encouragement and the belief. Hey, Jimmy, we're going to write this video series together. I'm going to help you write this because I believe in you and I can believe that you can deliver this message. It's not a cookie cutter thing that every other sales coach out there could do. Like, it's for you. So I think giving people that confidence, and I don't know if it's just the millennial mindset, being in my late 20s and in video and Facebook and all the things that we were graced with, growing up in high school and this tech age. But it's again, it's the encouragement. A lot of people I work with, a lot of people I help are 20 years older than me. And it's just that encouragement. It's that belief like, hey, you have this expertise. Let's share that. So I would say, another phrase I like to say, don't be afraid to press play. Like, I have it sitting right here, press play. It sits right here on my shelf. And it's another thing I tell everybody, don't be afraid to press play. Zoom like this, your iPhone, your Samsung, your camera, press play, share the message, and don't be afraid to press play and start the conversation again.
That's great advice. So let me ask you, how do you know when a salesperson has done a great job for you?
Let's see. I mean, I'm my only salesperson at the moment, but I just think of when I worked in more corporate places as a sales rep. I think what I've always defined success or someone who's doing the right thing in sales, I always, not judge is the wrong word, but I always assess them by like the relationships. I mean, you can wheel and deal all day long. You can have millions of customers and you can have users, but at the same time, I think if you don't have the relationship, that goes away. They end up working with someone else. So I always say the most successful people are the ones with the best relationships, not always connections, not like, hey, I know a guy. It's more so like, these are my people. These are my team. It's a collaborative effort. I know we're trying to put our service in front of someone else, but at the same time, I believe there's a collaborative effort to that. So yeah, it comes down to relationship, and it comes down to what that salesperson has in their arsenal when it comes to their relationships.
It's very true. Very true. That's the one thing that has not changed over the last 30 years when it comes to sales is it always ends up being about the relationship. I mean, the products have changed, technology has changed, the way you prospect has changed. But at the end of the day, when there's two proposals, sitting there on the desk, the prospect is going to choose the one that he has the best relationship with. So that's very true. Good advice. Last question. So what's the best advice you have for closing more business?
Closing business. I mean, in my 28 years of life, I know a little bit, but there's still so much to learn. One of my favorite quotes, I think it was Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. I think she coined the phrase, the niche can always be the problem that you solve. I think when it comes to closing business, and I look at myself, and this is part of how I've had to shift my entire business over the last several months, is we all have so much to offer our clients, right? We can do this, we can do that, we can do this. We want to be the yes man or the yes woman all the time. And right. I think for me, when it comes to closing, it really comes down to, what is your best skill? One of my favorite questions to ask people that I work with, that I have a one-on-one with, or I'm looking to write some video content for them. The first question I love asking is, what do people come to you for most? What is your best skill? You're a lawyer, you're a realtor, you're a sales coach. What is your best skill? For me, I looked back in this whole reinvention as I've really embraced over the last several months, is I had to look at myself. Yes, I can do all of these things. I can hold a camera, I can set up the lights, I can do this. But what does Andrew Lopez do best? It comes down to, I'm a writer. So I challenge people and I encourage people to look at themselves, especially right now when we're trying to get through to so many people through the power of Zoom and LinkedIn and email. What's the best skill that you could offer somebody? So when it comes to closing that business, I think it comes down to, let's nail this down first. I want to be able to have you for all my services, but this is the need, this is the niche that I'm solving. So let's nail this down. You know, another person who was on my show recently, Vince Sang, you know, out of Toronto, he was saying, he's a sales coach as well. And he's saying, you know, if you're a window washer, be the best window washer in your city, then be the best window washer in your county, then be the best in the state. And once you've conquered the state or you've conquered your region, then introduce the next service, whatever that is. So I really firmly believe, you know, sorry for the long-winded answer, but I think when it comes to closing and finalizing the deal or closing the sale, it's just honing in on what that best skill is, especially right now.
That's great. Great advice. Well, that's the end of our show, basically, but I want to give you the opportunity to let everybody know how they can reach you.
Absolutely. You know, if you're active on LinkedIn, as I have a daily show, it's kind of my banana stand, you know, to quote Arrested Development. But Reinvention Daily is my show. Andrew Lopez, I know it's a very common name, but Andrew at elevatedshorts.com. My cell phone number is area code 916-276-3038. And if you're someone who's simply just looking to start a conversation or clarify your message and you want to utilize video for that, I'd love to provide value and see how I can help you in any way. So yeah, LinkedIn is the best way right now, or my email or my cell phone. But yeah, I would love to connect and just have a conversation.
That's super. Okay, Andrew. Well, thank you so much for appearing on the show today. And I look forward to doing some work with you in the future.
Absolutely. Jimmy, absolute pleasure again. Thank you so much. Appreciate all you're doing.